Good morning. First, I want to thank you guys who are now saying good things about my girlfriend. This is very appreciated. You should know this. No, she's standing up for herself against her folks, and they are behaving in a bad way, very bad way. I think maybe you realize what she's going through. Many of us have this experience. We were standing up for ourselves, our rights to decide for ourselves with COVID and the tea, right? And other things too. And then people in our families or friends behaved in a despicable way, trying to push us back into this corner, right? Oh, you behave now, you should do what you're told. You can't disagree with the official narrative, you have to agree. See? My girlfriend is a pureblood. I think her folks blame me for it. See? So she's doing very well with this. She's standing tall. And we know what this means. You can't go back, right? Once you stood up, you can't lie down again, can you? It's impossible. So I'm curious to see what will happen in the near future. Now, I was watching this guy collapsing this morning. I don't know. I think it's a new story, new one. It could be old one. First time I saw it. Shaka Hislop. He's a former football star in Newcastle, England. And he was standing there on the field. It was live television. I'll post a link to it. He's standing there talking to this other guy. And then he falls over into the other guy. You know, it's hard to get used to this stuff. And then I read this article from this very posh magazine, Science. This article is from the 7th of July. And the headline is this: rare link between the tea and long COVID-like illness starts to gain acceptance. Studies probe unusual cases of neurological complications, blood pressure swings, and other side effects. And they talk about this. They see more and more cases, right? And then they say, it still saved millions of lives. Now, how did it do it? I wonder about this. How? You know, we know it didn't stop transmission, right? And one of the most common side effects was actually COVID, you know? So how did it do it? You know, they keep saying this, don't they? It saved millions of lives. Meanwhile, we see people dying and getting very sick, and well, this former footballer falling over. We see these things happening. I'm very curious about how they will deal, how they are dealing with this. As the truth is coming out, how are they dealing with it? Now they wrote this article. They see the link between the tea and these things happening. Yeah. It's quite entertaining, isn't it? Don't you think so? I think so. Here's more entertainment. This is an old story, but I have to mention it. It's about Disney. Now they made a movie called Snow White. It's so funny. And there were pictures from the movie, right? And Snow White, she wasn't black, but she wasn't white. That's the thing. The movie is called Snow White, and she wasn't white. She's a pretty lady, right? But she wasn't white, and that's the name of the movie, Snow White. It's so stupid, isn't it? And then it was the dwarfs. You know. As you know, in the story, Snow White goes into the woods and she meets these 7 dwarfs, right? And there was a picture of the dwarfs, and they aren't dwarfs. There's one of them. One of them is a dwarf. I heard the story. I don't know if this is true, but I heard this. the one dwarf, he didn't like the other ones to be dwarfs for some reason. Maybe it's true. So they made them different sizes, you know. And these pictures went public, right? People saw these pictures and people started to laugh, of course. So you made a movie and she's not white and they are not dwarves. Why are you doing this, you know? And then apparently Disney, they said, no, these pictures are fake. They are not from the movie. And then later they confessed, yes, they are the real pictures. They are from the movie. What are you doing? This is embarrassing. You know? I know that Disney is losing a lot of money on their movies now because they are so woke. People don't like it. It's all very, very strange, isn't it? Well, just leave them, I think. Just leave them to whatever they are doing. Just ignore them. Well, don't watch the movies. I don't. I would never watch that movie. Stupid thing. Right. Bigger.